Exploring consciousness. Now, a lot of you who may have already gone through, I believe that everyone has to go through some kind of process of emotional healing. Let's say everything is fine with you physically, but emotionally we all have to work to get to a certain point because, like I said earlier, we do carry the emotional load of humanity since the beginning until now. And you also carry the collective if there's wars going on, terror attacks, or just day-to-day life is not on the planet. It's not just great, it's also bad. So at a collective level, the frequencies may not be so positive. As much as you try to be positive, what's surrounding us right now in the world is not. So you carry that inside of yourself. We all do. And even if you do want to explore consciousness, chances are that during your first ceremony, even second, third, fourth, you will not be able to explore consciousness that much. You know, like see the universe, see skies and oceans and other dimensions, planets, beings, spirits, or communicate with dead loved ones. Those are all possible with the aid of ayahuasca, but you may not do that right from the beginning because you will have to do some cleaning first, even if you think that you are clean and that you're fine. Don't be surprised and don't be disappointed if ayahuasca shows you that you do have some bubbles that need to be surfaced first before going into consciousness exploration. But once you're past that, and you know, it could happen during your first ceremony. It comes in waves. The ayahuasca, it lasts between 4 and 8 hours, so you might do a bit of emotional healing, collective healing, and also exploration. You know, you may actually fly. You may actually tap into the other dimensions. So it could be a mix of everything. Now the third reason that I mentioned people may want to do ayahuasca is preparing for one's death. Ancient civilizations like the Egyptians have spent thousands of years researching and exploring the subject, what happens after death. I think we all ask this question at some point. Why do we die, and what happens when we die, after we die? Now, we have a gland that's called the pineal gland, and it produces DMT, and that's the active ingredient in ayahuasca. And we normally do not get to access a lot of that DMT. It's found in our blood. It's also found in animals and plants. It's called the spirit molecule because it connects everything, all forms of life. Now, recent research suggests that when we die, that DMT gets released, and that's the portal towards the afterlife. So when drinking the ayahuasca and the DMT, you actually get to experience the afterlife. You get to learn how to navigate in the afterlife. And as you may know from different teachings, including religion, what they call heaven and hell, or the purgatory, you know, it could just be these places where one goes after death, and you can get caught in a place that seems to be eternal, And it can be bad or it can be good. It can feel anxious and heavy, like you don't want to be there, but what do you do if you're trapped there and you can't get out? Or it can be wonderful, it can be nirvana, it can be heaven. We don't know, right? I don't think it's as simple as, if you're good, you go to heaven, and if you're bad, you go to hell. It's probably a lot more complex than that. And probably the hell is not as is depicted by religion, neither is heaven. So, what ayahuasca does is it gives you a taste of the afterlife, and it shows you how well equipped you are to handle it. Can you navigate? I would say that an ayahuasca experience is like being a captain of a ship, and that ship is tested, heavily tested, and there are icebergs and there are storms. There's also calm, there's also sunshine, but it can get really hectic, and you have to be vigilant, and you have to concentrate, and you have to navigate. So I think ayahuasca is very important in teaching you how to navigate and prepare yourself for the navigation that comes once you die. To navigate in other dimensions. Our brain is like a TV set, and there are signals. Right now we are on channel normal, but we don't know how many more channels there are. Ayahuasca permits you to change the channel, to view other channels as well. Now they say that no matter the amount of meditation and other practices, it helps you see channel normal very clearly, but it's not enough to actually change channels. Ayahuasca, the DMT in ayahuasca permits you to change channels, to actually explore other dimensions. If you are curious about life and death, if you want to heal yourself emotionally or physically, or if you want to explore consciousness, then ayahuasca is a great tool. Also, if you suffer from any serious illness and you feel that death is near, then ayahuasca can give you great peace, and it can actually show you that there is no death. Many people who have done ayahuasca will say that they now know that there's no such thing as death, that we don't die, and that we just go into other dimensions, other forms, and some say even, you continue with the form that you're in right now. It's just a parallel reality dimension. It's for you to explore and find out. And I will share my own experiences in the videos that I shot in Peru.